The Nissan X-Terra is back. The previous generation was all about adventure, good times and family, pretty much in the same order. Well, the new X-Terra also is pretty much about it, but not necessarily in the same order. So let's see what makes up the new Nissan X-Terra. The Nissan X-Terra is all new and it has grown. It's 36 centimeters longer and 25 centimeters wider. So that would mean a lot more space inside. In fact, good enough for 2 extra seats. So the X-Terra is no longer a 5-seater. It is a 7-seater family SUV, a family adventure SUV. The X-Terra used to be more about technique rather than technology, but this one even has a wireless charger for smartphones. There is Nissan's navigation that brought us here, but you might find the map a bit too simple with straight lines and with less of detail. But I should admit there is a support of visuals in the city. Still, if you prefer reflecting your mobile screen, well, there is Apple CarPlay. There is great use of space in this X-Terra. You can actually move this the second row seats as well manually, and kids and adults who don't mind being crammed up in the rear would be happy sitting there in the third row. That is a dedicated rear cooler dial. So this car actually has a tri-zone air conditioning. I mean, for the driver, the front passenger, and for the rear passengers. And there are rear cooler vents too. Both the rear seats can be folded to make for more cargo space, but the second row can actually be rolled up and stacked up against the front seats by the mere touch of a button. What is a modern SUV without screens? The central console dial looks quite techy, especially with a black glossy finish. The TFT screen on the drive behind the steering gives you everything you need to know about your drive. And still the most important screen here is this 11-inch entertainment screen, which makes this the perfect family SUV. That saves you the question, are we there yet? The new X-Terra has also chosen a body-on-frame construction even when seasoned adventurers are moving to monocoque design. Most of the SUV buyers, even crossover buyers, go for it because of their love for this high stance. The hood of the new X-Terra is like a tall and wide box, and the view, I mean, it offers a commanding position just like a thoroughbred SUV. What follows is body roll at the bends, a bit of vertigo for the faint-hearted, but all in reasonable measure. In fact, the kind of noise that you expect in an SUV is almost absent. I mean, I don't mean to say the noise is absent. There is sound. You can hear the road, the wind and all that. But thanks to the acoustic glass on both the windshields and the windows, much of it is kept out. When Nissan is bringing back the X-Terra, it's into its new era of intelligent mobility. So Nissan intelligent mobility features have been gifted to the new X-Terra, which includes intelligent emergency brake, which is like if you're close to the car in front, yes, the car can intervene, and then lane changing assist blind spot. So if you're drifting around on closer to the lane markers, you get a beep. A continuous beep, and blinking bleeping alerts if there is a vehicle in the blind spot and then you've indicated that you are changing lanes. And if you're drifting too much, well, there is a driver attention alert which warns you you're not capable of driving at the moment. The clever and useful thing is this intelligent rear view monitor. So you switch, and then what you see here is a camera feed from a camera fitted on in the rear. Now, of course, you know what this means. So if there are tall stuff in the boot or tall guys in the third row, you can still watch what's happening behind you thanks to this camera monitor. So when Nissan chose a 2.5 litre over its 4 litre engine, what's the new fuel economy? Nissan claims a segment-leading economy of 11.2 kilometers. On different drives, I got 7 to 11 kilometers. So for those of you who've been waiting to know how much of off-roading spunk has been left in the car, well, pretty much a lot. In fact, The new X-Terra comes with all those desirable features that you expect in an off-roader, starting with the ground clearance. This one has 2 millimeters more ground clearance than its predecessor. At 243 millimeters, it really rises above the ground. The approach angle is pretty much the same. It was 33.2, now it's 32.3 degrees. The departure angle is dropped a bit. It was 29.2, now it's 26.6. And yes, it has a differential lock and a limited slip differential, so you can be sure of sending the right amount of power to the wheels even when you get stuck. So isn't there an off-road mode? Oh, you bet there is. There is a dedicated low gear which can be accessed by the simple turn of a dial. That is what's different. The 7-speed gearbox is rather compliant and affords you the power you need. And when it comes to pushing challenges like dunes, capability is mostly about familiarity. You'll get used to it. A drive to the Al Qudra Lake or a drive up the Fossil Rock pretty much sums up the kind of adventure, the family adventure that weekends are filled with. The new X-Terra is not going to stop you from doing that. In fact, it's going to save you a bit of fuel on the way and probably encourage you to call in the neighbors' kids as well to join yours. The new Nissan X-Terra comes in 3 trim levels. The first 2 offers you an option of 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive, and the top one, the Platinum trim, gives you an all-wheel drive X-Terra. So the base trim starts at 100,000 dirhams, just short of it. Then there is Titanium and the Platinum, which is around 134,000 dirhams.